poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. We're getting it ready, man. Bitcoin just hit 92K. Woo! Big things popping here. Check it out on the charts here. I'm gonna let everybody join here for a minute. This is my 24th episode going live. Appreciate everybody rocking with me. Just start out real quick while no one's here waiting to jump into the charts just yet. This is not financial advice, and you're gonna always do your own research. I'm here to teach you what I'm doing and what I've learned from trading for the past 5 years. Anybody who's new to the group, make sure you join the private Discord right now. It's free access if you use my Phemex referral code to create an account on Phemex. You can see it on the screen there. GMMNX5 is the invite code. I'm an official partner with Phemex. Just want to disclose that. And I'm an affiliate partner and with Breakout as prop as well. Breakout prop, if you order a valuation with them, put in the discount code you see it on the screen, GGRF7W, and you will get a discount. Breakout prop doesn't really do discounts, and they don't run promotions, I should say, usually. So, in fact, they say they never do or they never have. So this discount code is the best way. It's the only one they really offer for affiliates. So, anyways, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I'm here on time as always. We have a contest winner, y'all. I gotta call that out. Hen Dog, when he gets here, I know he said he's getting off work, but Hen Dog is the contest winner. So congratulations to him. We're just letting it get warmed up here. I'm just letting the beat play in the background for a minute. Bitcoin, hopping, y'all. Bitcoin is king. That's this right here. Bitcoin, king. All right, it looks backwards because it's reversed, but Bitcoin is popping, y'all. And if you're not paying attention right now, this is what's been going on. Okay, this is the daily chart. All right, the daily chart. So in 2 days, it broke out of here, went to here, and one more massive leg up. And if you notice, it pretty much bounced right off of resistance here. Okay. There's a chance that we have a little bit of a pullback. Let's see, where would we pull back to if we did pull back? It's kind of hard to say. This is where I know some folks would pull a Fibonacci, something like that. I'm not so sure about that on price. What I would like to see is down here the momentum waves. So as you guys know, that's what I always look at. We're going to jump into it in a second. I just want to give everybody a chance to join here. Got charts on my phone. I got charts everywhere. I'm going to look up a couple things. There isn't much I want to talk about today. In fact, today will probably be a little bit shorter day. We'll cut down the music a little bit here. All right. Now here's the thing, y'all. I have a saying that I learned from looking at Market Cipher, and it's called "It's darkest before dawn" on the daily chart. All right, and I'm talking about the momentum waves. I'm gonna get into it in 1 second. While just everybody's joining, I want to call this out as well. On my YouTube channel, I took the time to make a whole bunch of videos for Breakout Prop on how to navigate the platform, the trading terminal. These are all questions that I had when I was new. So I wanted to call that out and show them to you guys. All these here, the ones that say Breakout Prop Basics, they're short videos, 5 minutes, whatever this is. They're not very long. And basically, they just kind of go over different things. Yeah, just a few minutes long. You see what I'm saying? So this is just stuff that will help you navigate the platform if you're new to Breakout Prop. I definitely want you to take a look at those. I have a bunch of them. There's a lot of them on here. You see, every time you see one, it was questions that I would have. And I would been trading for 5 years, and I still had these questions, okay? So these are things that just like navigation things for the most part. But they're all questions I had, things I got stuck on. I had to investigate or go through customer support to learn it. So I passed them on to you. Even stuff like Breakout Prop, how it was lagging on me. And then, so anything. So check out my YouTube channel if you guys haven't checked it out. Make sure you subscribe. By the way, I appreciate it if you like this video. Subscribe. Your boy Cassius Cuvée is always going to bring you the real every day. I'm trying to go live stream 7 days a week. I may have to cut back on that, but I'm going as much as I can. Took Easter off. So anybody, what's up, Andrew in the house? Andrew Cameron from Canada in this thing. What's poppin', Andrew? Man, so we over here, I just wanted to call that out on Breakout Prop tutorial videos I have. Also, we have a winner of the contest. I just said it a second ago. It's Henry. Hen Dog, what's poppin'? He's the winner. He's going to get a free one-on-one with me. I know he's been actually looking to do that. Basically, I charge $250 an hour for one-on-one consultation via Zoom or in person. So that's basically the reward prize is worth about $250. So that's what I charge, and that's what I'm giving y'all every day when I do this too. So anyways, really, this is Bitcoin's day though. This is Bitcoin's day. This is the daily chart here, all right? And I have this thing where I call it the darkest before dawn. I kind of coined that. It's what I really mean is this. Down here in Market Cipher B, I'm gonna make it big, okay? This is the daily on Bitcoin, Market Cipher B. A lot of times when you think it's about to roll over, so that just every one of these notches over is a day, because this is a daily candle. I know you can't see it, but it's a daily candle. So 1 notch, 2 notch, 3 notch, right? So I just want to go back a couple of days. So this would be today. This is right now, which today ends in less than an hour, UTC time at least. So then 1 day, 2 days, and you see it took the sharp turn up right here. And I want to call this out because for anybody who may have been expecting a red dot to appear on the daily or any of the real large time frames, it takes a long time for these to roll over and confirm on Market Cipher B. I really want to call that out because this is the things I said I used to study this 16 hours a day all last year. Like, I was like wanting to see the moment that these dots actually appear, the moment that this actually rolled over. You get what I'm saying? And so on the daily, it takes longer than you think, all right, for this to actually roll over. And that's why I say technically, as long as the last dot you see is a green dot, we are bullish. It doesn't matter that price action did this stuff or even a big candle like this. If the last dot you see is green, that means technically we're bullish on this said time frame or whatever time frame you're on, okay? So the 12 hour, it was doing the Christmas tree lights here, right? I'm zooming on it. Bullish bears, bullish bears. When it starts doing this a lot, something's going to give. A lot of times it's to the upside too. Then you have, you're focusing on just general sentiment. But the thing about it is that it really takes longer than you think for the larger time frames to roll over. So that's why one of the reasons I like to zoom all the way in on the 10-minute, because on the 10-minute chart, it doesn't take as long, right? We can do this in real time. Whereas a lot of people will try and front run a larger, even the 1 hour. Even the 1 hour. When I try to front run the 1 hour, it's kind of risky. You feel me? Now, it looks like here this is Bitcoin on the 1 hour. A little bit of a divergence here. Let's see what a little bit of a divergence here. You can see it better when you're zoomed in. I mean, listen, is Bitcoin due for a pullback? Yes, probably a little bit. Probably a little bit of a pullback. Again, I don't. Some people put out prices. I've seen numbers like 80 something down to here, something like that, 88, something like that. Again, I'm not really into the price prediction pullbacks because of the fact that I know anything can happen based on momentum. I mean, all I got to do to prove it to you is show you this, right? Like, I'm not saying no one predicted Bitcoin would get to this price, but like the fact that it got there in 2 days, I don't know what TA told them that. A lot of people probably get to say they're right or whatever. I didn't see anybody predict that. But let's say they did. That's a hard thing to predict in a certain amount of time. That's why I say anybody gives a time frame. Anybody gives a price prediction, you got to give a time frame with it. Or else it's kind of like, okay, well, yeah, eventually I think Bitcoin's going back to 100K. I don't know when, you know what I'm saying? So, anyways, my point is I was looking at momentum waves, and this is why I say darkest before dawn. When you get to the top of this momentum wave, think about it. Momentum waves, the higher they are, that means the more the momentum is going to the upside. So until it's actually confirmed and starting to roll over, which you can start to see these when you look at the shorter time frames and stuff like that. But like until it actually has, you can't say that it's you could say I think it's about to grow, but you don't really know until it's actually started. You feel me? So that's why I say darkest before dawn. And I could see how this little chop, someone thought, okay, it's gonna roll over, it's gonna roll over, it's gonna roll over, it's gonna roll over. And then it got, and this is dawn for people who are shorting in this case. I just make sure to clarify it. For someone who wanted to bet on Bitcoin to go down, to break down right here, or even after this, even after yesterday, right? Even after yesterday, it was gonna be dawn, but then it got darkest and shot straight up. Now, let's see. Let's slowly back off the time frames now. I'm looking at Market Cipher B down here. Slowly backing off the time frames now. So 12 hour, 8 hour, 6 hour. I mean, you're not going to see any red dots anytime soon, right? But let's just see 4 hour, 3 hour. These are way up here above the 75. A lot of momentum to the upside, okay? Real quick, the daily, how high is the daily? Not quite there. Where is the 12 hour to the 12 hours crossing 75? We're bullish as hell. I mean, duh. Look at the candles, right? But in order for this to roll over, it takes more than you might think, is what I'm trying to get at. And today was an example. Remember how big this candle seemed yesterday? Remember how big that was? Boom! That's what happens in crypto. In trading in general, but specifically crypto, right? That's where you get that volatility that we all love. Like, the trend is your friend till the end. And if it hasn't ended yet, I remember during the like in November after the election, the crypto face kept talking about, I'm going to long the top. I'm going to long the top. And at first I thought he was just playing, but nah, there's like a reason to do that sometimes, okay? Because Momo was real. Momo is real, especially in crypto. But, again, this is Bitcoin's cycle, y'all. Bitcoin is king. I tweeted that out right before I started this live stream. Bitcoin is the strongest ticker in the market. We can look at some other ones that have been strong. Solana's been strong, sure. Fartcoin finally had a little breakout. You see it's pulled back some. Say has been pretty strong. Tau has been kind of consistently strong when you look at it like this, you know what I mean? Which is pretty interesting for a person who's long, right? Tron is its own animal. Okay, you guys? Tron's its own animal. But here, let me tell you something, though. Tron is no slouch. Tron has been strong. So, if you were looking for a laggard, a catch-up, there's one thing I want to talk about in the private group and in the chat here. Call out the tickers that you think are going to outperform to the upside. Is it going to be, so I'm in my private group, my private alpha group, where a guy told me about one that I called out. It's called Clanker. Now, they were just listed on Coinbase, so they had a big pump. But the idea of, if this happens during a bullish moment, these ones, these AI coins and these DeFi coins, these ones they're real hot, they're small. Call them out in the Discord if you've been following them. Call them out in the chat here, because those are the type of ones where you get those massive gains when the big bull market picks up again, right? And have we picked up again? Well, that's what it looks like right now. So at least for now, right? Until I see Bitcoin daily really start to show me something rolling over. I mean, we're bullish until we ain't, right? You see, I got all these lines here, okay? But we're bullish until we ain't. And remember, I entered right here at the bottom of this on 75K. I already took my profit on it, but I just wanted to hold it almost just to ride it out, just to show y'all. Like, I knew that was the bottom, that 75K, all right? Now it would have been great if I just held it, right? Because I had the wiggle room, but no big deal. So basically, I'm looking for long tickers, and there ain't that many, just to be honest with you. Now what's Ethereum doing? Ethereum's breaking out, but as expected. But boy, Ethereum is not. If I really wanted to short something, that's the one I'm looking to short. Okay, look what it did to everybody yesterday. It did one of these and came back down. Remember how big down this move looked yesterday? Gave it all the way back, and then boom, back up to the upside. I'm telling you, man, the large caps, I mean, Bitcoin's obviously a large cap, but these ones are seriously the leaders. And will that mean the other ones will catch up? Maybe. I want to see more than one day. Like, for example, let's look at Bitcoin dominance real quick. Bitcoin dominance, I'm sure, is going to be off the chart real quick, actually. Let's see. I didn't check it earlier today, right? It touched 64.62. A lot of people thought that was about the number. There was a couple people had up here. We had someone in the group, Joseph. He thinks 65.5. Could happen, The question is, what are you trading? If I'm trading altcoins, as I like to do, I want to find one that's long, that hasn't pumped, and or get a pullback. So, for example, something like, Tron is a different now. Like I said, Tron pulls back to here. I might buy Tron here, long, for sure. Tron pulls to there. You know what I'm saying? That's a bounce I would take. We also got some moving averages. That's just over this 5-day moving average. That's this orange, yellow, I should say. Then we got the pink and white. That's just a tighter moving average in market Cipher A. Tau has been consistent as hell. These kind of plays, you can just ride them up until you see Bitcoin telling you something bearish. You know what I'm saying? Go long strength and short weakness. But I would be careful shorting anything right now, unless you're really trying to play a quick play. If you do proper bankroll management, you can always scalp. You can always zoom all the way in, watching on the 1 minute chart, that kind of stuff. Solana, though, is one of those ones that, if everything was going to come back, it would probably be it, right? Let's look at Solana on the daily. Solana. way down here. I think I went long Sol on my private account, actually. I'm pretty sure, actually, I did load up the Sol. Solana, XRP, and them. I definitely went long on Solana, XRP, Algorand, Ondo, these ones here. I for sure did these ones. Ondo, I hope, looking for a bigger, again, the altcoins are lagging right now. That's why Bitcoin dominance is going so big. But like, this is the question, okay? This is it. For me, this is what sticks in my side. The meme coins. I don't believe them. Like, I don't think they're coming back. I think they've seen their day. I'm not saying they won't have no pumps, but I'm saying I don't think they're going back to all-time highs, even Fartcoin and shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe Fartcoin, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I think this is the part of the cycle where, you know, whether it's legislation being passed or whatever it is, utility are the ones that might have a good play. And we got to sniff around for the good ones that might still pump, and or you buy the dip on them. A lot of them, this is Bitcoin's market though. You can't go wrong going long Bitcoin, all right? And if you're trading leverage, it's okay to go ahead and basically lever up a little bit, you know, on Phemex. So on Phemex, this is where I trade leverage. And on Phemex, right, I put in this little clanker. It had, this is, you know, the listing on Coinbase. So of course that's going to happen. This is a risk versus reward just in case if everything wants to take off. You feel me? But like leverage is where you can just do a Bitcoin trade, and you don't have to worry necessarily about the weird, I don't know, downside volatility that you might get in an altcoin or something weird like that, you know? If you're really bullish on Bitcoin right now, just trade Bitcoin. There's no rules that says you have to chase, you know, the little altcoins that do God knows what, you feel me? Oh yeah, there's one other thing I wanted to call out too, is that when you're on the charts here, make sure that, because if you're new, you want to make sure that when you're up here looking at the one on here, so this is Bitcoin, it's USDT.P, which is perpetual. This is specifically for Phemex. When you zoom all the way in, you're doing scalping and stuff, you're going to notice that basically it depends on, like, it's not going to be exactly right, especially on like altcoins. The money is not going to match up, the level, I should say, the price. So you want to make sure that you're looking at TradingView on the same one that you're trading on. So this is Phemex, because this is where I trade Bitcoin usually. But like if you're in Breakout Prop is usually, they're not, you can ask customer support, but Breakout Prop is usually, I think they're a Bybit API. So what you want to do is, if you have a favorite ticker or something like that and you want to trade, you can just ask customer support, say, look, I want to trade this coin on Breakout Prop, and I want to know what, you know, what exchange you're pulling from. I heard Bybit, I heard OKX, that's what they've told me, like, in general. But if you have a specific coin, I would just ask them there. And again, Breakout Prop discount, every time you put in anytime you purchase a valuation, use my discount code here. I'm an affiliate there, GGRF7W. Phemex is where you're going to get more of the coins that, like, Breakout Prop just delisted a bunch of coins. All right, so Phemex is where you're going to get a lot more action as far as the small coins that might be getting ready to follow Bitcoin. Now, what's the counter argument, right? Everyone is bullish, right? I'm always skeptical when everything is this bullish, especially after seeing candles like this, right? You can just look and see. We don't see candles like that very often. Matter of fact, last time we had a candle like that, all that happened was this turned around, right? We remember this day. It's a tariff announcement when Trump said it's a good time to buy, and the next day it shit the bed, right? So, you know, I'm already skeptical in any move this big, this off top. However, there's something else to look at, and I've been looking at it for a while now. This is Bitcoin on the monthly, okay? I had drawn this line. Oh, I got to put it on the one. Goes back, because that's the perpetual one in Phemex. So this is my longer term Bitcoin chart, right? This is the one, just a Bitstamp is the one you want. It kind of shows like the whole history of Bitcoin going way back, you know? Look at Market Cipher B real quick. Okay, so this is April of 2021. This is the monthly chart, okay? You guys pay attention to this real quick, all right? This is the monthly chart. Now, a person like me, I don't usually do the long-term TA because I know that, like, anything could happen as far as price. You look at this stuff, it's kind of tough to tell this far apart, right? You know, I want to make my money today, so usually I'm day trading, okay? But as far as, is this pump right now real or fake? Let's just, I'm putting a question out there because I'm not convinced that it's real, to be honest with you. As much as I just talked about bullish stuff this whole time, I have to put out a word of caution because remember, my job here is to make sure you guys don't get wrecked. I will always say this, and I'm going to say it every episode if I can remember. I want you to make money. That's good. That's great. But my main passion is to make sure you don't get wrecked, okay? Because I don't want people to get spooked away from this market. I want people to not be afraid of finance or not think that trading is gambling, that kind of stuff. It's not, because it is how all the richest people in the world get rich. Now, we're never going to catch up to Warren Buffett if we invest like Warren Buffett, so we have to be better, smarter, and faster than him. It's just a fact. It's just how it is, you know? So if you want to try to make some extra money, you're going to do it by trading, meaning you got to get in and you got to get out. And then you can have your long-term bags. Now, granted, I did want to bring this up too. I already have my long-term bags packed, all right? So part of the reason why I do all this trading in and out, it's almost like hedging, because I have my long-term Algorand bag, all my Web3 bags, my Bitcoin bag. I have all those. I'm not even touching them. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones you want to accumulate during the bear market. At this point, you know, I already sold what I was going to sell on this pump, and whatever happens after that, it happens. You know what I'm saying? If Bitcoin, Algorand, all these ones go to the moon, great. So I'm not, whenever I talk about I want to short here and there, that's not because I don't want price action to go higher. I do want it to go higher, okay? My long-term bag is going to outweigh this stuff. So Bitcoin on the longer term, if you look here, I'll make this one just a little bit bigger. I'll make this down here. Okay. So this is Market Cipher B. This is April of 2021. Okay, remember April 2021, we had, if I don't know if you're here or not, but I was, we had this big pump, and then everything died down, and then boom, again, it hit again, and this is October. It peaked in November, then the bear market started, basically. That was the peak, beginning of November 2021. And I bring this up because for anybody who uses Market Cipher, even if you don't, these momentum waves, I'm telling you, this is my favorite thing, is I always start here, okay? These momentum waves show you, I have to call this out, even though that this wasn't as big of a pump, price still went, you know, shot up to all-time highs after this. You know, it actually, it pierced through the all-time high. It didn't go hella high, but it did pierce through the all-time high. But the momentum was getting weaker, and that was a bearish divergence, okay? Price is going higher, but momentum was dropping, and then sure enough, it came down. Now, look at the similarity between this, and I called this out on Twitter as well. Look at the similarity of this and now what's happening. Now, I do not think this cycle is exactly the same. In fact, I know it's different because of the simple fact that Bitcoin hit its all-time high before its halving. That had never happened before. So, you know, I'm not saying this cycle is the same as last time, but just relatively speaking, looking at Market Cipher B on the monthly charts, this here is April, right? This is April 1st. I remember that's when everything first started dumping. And we caught this peak on Market Cipher B. Everything slowly kind of went down. You know, it doesn't look like much, but that was a hell of a lot of action going for months, right? And it went down, and boom, we turned around, election hit, and it was on and popping, and we shot straight up again. Blew off top, you might argue, happened, you know, right here, and we started coming back down again. Now, we just hit this. This is 2 days worth of action. This monthly candle is 2 days worth of action, okay? That's a pretty damn big candle when you're looking at monthly charts, and it only happened in 2 freaking days, right? That looking like this or whatever. However, what I'm trying to call out is, what if this bump is not the beginning to new all-time highs, but it's this? Can you see that? If you see that, call it out in the chat. What if it's this? And this is just a little dead cat bounce. You know, what if that's what's about to happen here? I can't, you know, the only reason I say that is because my larger point is this. You can't tell anything by to me by looking at a monthly chart. Like, not like what's going to happen tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? My point is, price action can go pretty crazy even though you're within a big wave. Remember I said if a 1 day takes a long time to roll over, months going to take a long time to all of a sudden if this one's going to start pointing up again. This can still be going down and never print a green dot, and we can still get a candle that shoots up hella high and then comes right back down again. It's absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible for price to do whoop, whoop, and this, you know, like just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, you know, like how these green ones here. You know what I'm saying? That could definitely happen and never print. So be careful looking at the longer time frames, but the longer time frames give me some perspective here to say, well, and you know, and this trend line, right? This, you could call this a divergence, right? This is like an uneven butt cheeks. So what if I did it on the 2 month, right? You know, this is kind of like an uneven butt cheeks, you know, divergence. This is price going up and momentum going down. You know, again, hard to, you know, this is years now we're looking at, right? So hard to try to say, okay, well, that's the end all be all, because we're trading today and anything could happen tomorrow, just like it happened today and yesterday. So looking at the 2-week even, so as I come back down to 2-week, sure you got the RSI starting to point up again. You catching a little clip here. Is it going to actually print something on a 2-week? I don't know. Let's take a look at the 1 week. The 1 week is finally starting to get back to the realm of reality. We know we already caught a green dot on the 1 week, right? And it's playing out. The question is, for me, when I look at market Cipher B and I see big moves like this, sometimes this move that we just had was the move. Just because this is here and we caught a move this big, right up to support, resistance, that sometimes is the one that plays out if the longer time frames are still pointing down, which technically they are. It takes so long for these to turn over. I don't want to just judge too harshly on those. But this is, look, when we had green dots here, we had candle like this, green down here, candle like this, green down here, candle like this. These are not huge moves. This is a big move. Congratulations to anybody who caught it, but like, I don't know if we just straight to all-time highs. It seems like there might be due for a pullback at a minimum. And what happens after that pullback, I don't know. So I'd be careful going long here. But if Bitcoin holds up, this is the point I'm making. If Bitcoin holds up, maybe Bitcoin doesn't keep shooting up hella high, but that's when altcoins might start to play catch up. They just might. We need to see more than a day. It's pretty crazy how much this moved in one day. We need to see more than a day. So now the 8-hour. We never caught really high moves in the 8-hour here. That one was kind of high, but never really high. So, yeah, this one was kind of high, and of course, price came back down again. We did catch a deep 8-hour here, which is why I loaded up on this 75K one here and went long. I mean, pretty much any way you look at this, any time frame, that is an epic move for Bitcoin. Way up here. Look, what is it at? 95 on the blue waves, 87 and 95 of these blue waves here. The green RSI is at 97. 100 is the dotted line. Shit don't get higher than 100 very often. I mean, look, we're going all the way back. I ain't seen a 100. You know what I'm saying? This whole cycle, right? So since the election, right here we go. Man, not a 100. Right? Look, we can go and zoom it. So we are about, which is crazy to think about it, how bullish we were here. We're about as bullish as you're gonna get. Clay, what's up, man? Clay in the house. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, today I'm looking at more of the macro stuff. And again, shout out to the Hen Dog. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, see if he gets on here. Oh, well, let's check the poll real quick. The poll, we got, 75% say we're going to 95K first. Now, obviously, we're closer to 95K than 86K, obviously. However, what if the move is over? That's why I kind of put that on there. Maybe I should have put, I don't know, maybe I should have put 98K or something, but doesn't matter. The poll is 75% of people say 95K so far. So what I'm looking at here, okay, so what is Bitcoin's next move? If I look, I'm going to zoom back in again on the, I don't need to zoom in. Keep it on the 8-hour, but I want to just draw this line. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. I'm on the wrong, that's why. I said, where are all my lines at? Here. We did kind of bump off support here. And we might kick around a little bit longer. We could kick around a little longer, but the top of that candle, which was another, which was the day that Trump announced the tariff relief and told everybody to buy. That got smacked, rejected off of there, which is like the bottom of here. You know what I'm saying? That's what we call a support resistance line, and came all the way back down again. I'm not saying that will happen again. I'm just saying it's highly likely. So now, if you want to go short, here's my advice, okay? You got to be careful. Let's say you don't believe it, you don't buy it, or the move already happened. Again, I find it hard to short Bitcoin itself, but like altcoins, let's say you want to pick a bearish altcoin to go short, right? And I'm putting some bearish ones in. Now, just so you know, when I say bearish, that just means like relative to Bitcoin. It doesn't mean short it today. It doesn't mean it's going down even. It just means like if the tides turn and downwards the momentum, these will outperform to the downside, like Ethereum. Ethereum. It's like every time everything turns bad, Ethereum turns worse. You get what I'm saying? So like if you were going to short something, so look here. We're on the 8-hour for Ethereum. See how this is going up, this RSI, the purple? We want to see that start to point down at least. Right now, it's still strong. It's going to take time for this momentum to slow down. I kind of doubt everything will tank by tomorrow. And I'm guilty of always going in too early too, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one who's like, man, the pump just happened. It's going to turn around. And then it pumps a little bit more. I'm guilty of that more than anybody. But, like, I have to say it out loud to remind myself just as much, y'all. It takes a little bit of time for things to slow down usually. Again, this was kind of an anomaly that day. It was crazy. But, like, it kind of felt like enough was enough. Remember when I retweeted out too what Crypto Plumber in the house. Also need ETH to pump a little harder once Biddy stalls out. Yeah, right. You're saying basically, yeah. If Biddy stalls out, ETH and the other alts got to show me some strength. They can't just all of a sudden collapse. You know, they gotta play catch up. Let's see, Clay. 8-week bear div confirms the end of the year. 8-week, you're looking at that new month or the 2 month. Oh, it's not on this chart. Yeah, but I was just looking at the 8 hour here real quick. So if this, it takes a while for this to roll over. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna need this to slow down a little bit. Now, will it slow down? Can it slow down? Should it slow down? Probably / possibly, right? And for that, we got to zoom in on the shorter time frame. So 1 hour. Again, 1 hour even takes longer to roll over than you might think, right? Like there was a 1 hour dot here, and then we got another one. You know, this is Ethereum. It's pretty strong. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty strong. I can't tell you things going down. I got money flow going up. It's pointing straight up on the 1 hour. We zoom in on the 10 minute. It's flattening out. I mean, it's certainly possible that this is, you know, that was the move, right? That was a hell of a move we just had. But look at this real quick. Okay, here we are in the 10 minute. Now we're looking at a potential bear div on the 10 minute. Actually, it wouldn't be a bear div. It would just be a momentum slowing down, right? Look, you see it flash? It's flashing? You see it right there? It's flashing. You see it? That red dot on the 10 minute is like, does Ethereum want to drop or does it not want to drop? You know what I mean? Because if it does drop, might not spell good news. I mean, this move is so big, it's like, it seems like a drop to here is not that much, considering this trend line kept kind of continuing. It would just run right into it. But like if you're zoomed in and you're trading on Breakout Prop or something, you know, that's a big move that you can make a lot of money in a short amount of time on, right? Because if this red dot comes, it could just kind of come like this. This is just a 10 minute. And you could get a quick pullback and get in and out. And this is why I keep saying, I mean, for me, I couldn't predict that big a move that we just got. So for me, I'm like zooming in. But when I'm looking, I started this by talking about the darkest before dawn. For the guys who just joined, for people who just joined, it really is something that applies to the 1 day. So when I'm looking at Bitcoin in the 1 day, you think it's about to roll over. Look, I'll zoom in on a little bit. You think it's about to roll over. You think it's about to roll over, but then what ends up happening is you get shot. It gets it's like a blow off top. And you see, it would look like someone here probably was anticipating that this would roll over. They were watching the 12-hour Christmas lights. They're like, Bitcoin's going to roll over at any moment. And then, boom, shot up on them. You can't assume that the 1 day is going to roll over until it starts to actually roll over. I guess that's what I'm trying to say about that. Bitcoin is like, on the 1 day, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of time for that to actually roll over. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely watch it first to make sure if you're going to go short. I don't know if that's something that I would do on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is just too strong. I mean, this is the strongest. Bitcoin is the strongest coin in the whole market, y'all. So that's why I would say go short weakness and go long strength. And again, shout out Henry for winning the challenge. For anybody who's new, Hindog won the contest. The invite contest. Not enough of y'all. We're inviting your friends. We're going to have more contests and more giveaways. Some prizes that are definitely going to be highly valuable. But I definitely wanted to call that out one time because some people participate more than others. But shout out to everybody in the Discord group. If you do have any friends, make sure you tell them how to sign up and how to join for free for 1 year. We still got slots open for the 1 year free promotion. I'm just, at a day like today, man, you got to be bullish. I just don't know what holds tomorrow. The other thing is this. We have been seeing, Felici, what's popping? We have been seeing a lot of stuff start to dump like in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff actually dumped like around midnight, I would say. If you guys recall. A lot of stuff actually would turn, wake up in the middle of the night or whatever, and then all of a sudden you would see it. And it was all the way, that's when we caught the big move. And then I don't know, about 3 in the morning or something like that, it would basically go down. That's when it would bottom out or something like that, and we wake up at 4 in the morning or whatever we'd say. 4 in the morning my time. All right, I'm glad you like that beat. That's the Enter the Arena beat. My homeboy made that beat. Actually, you guys want to know a secret? We used AI to make that beat. That's an AI beat right there. I mean, it takes a little bit of finessing, of course, but yeah, AI made that beat, actually. I like it. I'm gonna play that video on the way out of this one. I was just trying to see if Henry could join. I know he was busy, but anyway, shout out to him. He's brand new, you guys. And that's the thing. I want to be friendly to new traders, but also you guys are advanced, especially the market Cipher users. We want to get into like the deep. I'm telling you, study these momentum waves and watch them in real time, and that's how you get to learn them. You feel me? Blockchain Cowboy in the house. What's popping? We're just talking about Bitcoin's pump here, and I really think that it's too strong to try to short Bitcoin. I just think we may be stalling out here on this, but it doesn't mean that the altcoins won't play catch up. I wanted to call out too, if you guys are in the group in the Discord, call out whatever coins you think might be bullish, the ones that you think might pop up. Clanker is the one I got a little tip on. Clanker, this one here, because it got a listing on Coinbase, it pumped like crazy, and I said, look, I'll enter a small position because of the simple fact that it's one of the ones that if it goes, it can go big, right? I just did 5x leverage on it. It's so small and volatile that it could do anything, but like, let's say this really is the beginning of the bull run, or whatever you want to call it, the resurgence of the bull run. Something like that will outperform like crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's when you go like, whoa, this one did, oh, it went so crazy. Like, who would have known? That kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and also I don't want to reiterate too, for people just joined too, like, I have my long-term badge pack, been had them since bear markets and shit. So like for me, I do want everything to go higher, but I'm very skeptical when I see these big moves like this. Congratulations, anybody caught this move? Oh, put it back on. But like, it ran right into support. I mean, resistance. Just for everybody knows, I sometimes confuse support and resistance because support is resistance. It just depends. It's support until it's resistance, and it's resistance until it's support. The line is here. The real reason for it is it has to do with where a lot of exchanges happen. So there'll be a lot of volume there. So that's usually why it looks like that. Why you see stuff like this, and you kind of find these points. It's usually a little bit of a range. To be honest with you, the range would be from like here to here or something like that. You know, like it was something in between there, and there'd be like support and resistance, right? But this bounced off right on the bottom level of support, looking at the top of this candle, which was the last time. And some people draw it at the wick, and some people draw it at the body. But basically, it's a range where things tend to slow down, or may or not reverse. But the point is, it's resistance, and then if you break through, it's support. So basically, like, if it were to break through, what you might expect is it breaks through, and then it tests support, and then it goes higher. That often happens, right? Now, I don't know if that's going to happen this time. This is a hell of a move. I just think that I don't believe that this is going to do this. That's what I don't believe. And here's the reason why. This was at the beginning. You see what I'm saying? This is at the beginning of a move, of a wave. This is at the end of a wave. And what this really means is, I know it's pointing up here, just like this is pointing up, but this means momentum is strong, it's high, it's to the upside. That's what this actually means, okay? So even though this happened down here, this happening up here is actually stronger. You think, oh, I can just ride this thing all the way up. And look, price action has proven me correct on this one. You feel me? Like, that's what ends up happening. So it doesn't mean price can't go higher. I definitely can't say it's rolling over until this gives me a red dot or is genuinely rolling over. That's going to take a long time for one day. In the meantime, you never know. The altcoins could go crazy. Or, I don't know. It's kind of weird right now. We're watching it closely every day. I think that Bitcoin is so strong, it holds around here for a while. I don't see any sign of reversals anytime soon. I want to look at Ethereum because Ethereum is the one that the altcoins seem, I won't say they follow it, but Ethereum's the one, like, if Ethereum's bullish, the rest are probably going to be bullish. Right? Ethereum has been so bad. Dave Digital in the house. What's up? Dave Digital. Jumping in this thing. We're looking at the bigger market here. The bigger time frames here. I want to call back out for anybody who just joined. This was very important. I won't go over it as long. But I did want to look at, I got to look at it on this Bitcoin one more time real quick. Because this is why I'm skeptical of this whole entire run. So this is Bitcoin on the monthly real quick. All right. Blockchain Cowboy, we're good shit, killing it on ETH. This is 2021 right here. And you see the peak of this momentum wave. And then it was like a bear div. You see this momentum went down. Hen's in the house, finally made it. What's popping, Henry? Congratulations. This is the winner right here, y'all. He won the contest, so shout out to Henry. Congratulations, he invited the most people to the group. And a lot of y'all can take the lead from Henry and try to invite more folks into the Discord group. I appreciate it. But we're going to have more contests coming soon. Like I said, sneak peek, I probably will have a rap about everybody who's got the most experience points in the group coming at some point in time. So the more you engage in the Discord, the more experience points you get. You feel me? So anyways, Henry, I'm going to schedule that Zoom with you, that one-on-one. But real quick, I want to call this out because I want to know, was this a fake move that we just got, right? This is the 1 month chart, and look how big this move is that happened in 2 days, okay? This is hard to ignore. You see what I'm saying? This is this cycle, right? This is May where it peaked. These are market Cipher B momentum waves. But the other thing I want to call out though is the farther out in time you go, I should say, the bigger the time frame, the less likely it is to predict actual price action. You could have this never go up, show a blip, just like here. Just like here, we had a dead cat bounce, and then it came all, and then we had the serious bear market, right, in 2022. That can happen again, where there was no green dot that actually appeared here. This green dot's from here. This didn't create another green dot. You see what I'm saying? So that could happen here, where yeah, we got this red dot down. We got boom. We got the big blow off top green dot. We got this red dot, and sure you get this. Sure you get that in 2 days, and then it just comes like that. I'm not like convinced that we're on our way back to all-time high. That's the only, I want to give both sides of the case here. Are we bullish today and right now? Absolutely. How could you not be, right? How could you not be? But, and you can even see here on this monthly chart, it's almost to the top, matching that last candle, but it didn't break through. Again, it's only been 2 freaking days, so that's a hell of a move in 1 day. But this is still technically bearish on the monthly, but again, it's the monthly. It takes so long. We're technically bearish on the 2-week. However, it's certainly starting to show signs of life here. We got 5 more days till it prints. If at the end of this week we have a major pullback, it won't print. You feel me? So then you got the weekly, which we know we have a green dot on it already. And sometimes you get the green dot and then boom, you catch the move, but then that's the whole move. And then all of a sudden, it's like it did everything it's supposed to do. And now you start clipping over and you think, oh, we're off and popping. And it ain't what you think. Just like this, actually. As a matter of fact, just like this, right? But in the opposite direction, right? Actually, this is the same direction. Everyone thought we were bullish again and we're back to all-time high again, right? We thought that was the play. It kissed all-time high, got rejected, and came back just 1 week later. We went from green to red. That is very possible. You feel me? Because what could also happen that's what I'm saying, these long-ass time frames. Let me go back to the weekly. These long-ass time frames, like I trust Market Cipher B, of course. You know how much I love Market Cipher B, but when you look way out, it's not a great prediction of price prediction because it just is happening over such a long period of time. Remember, each candle is 1 week. So this takes a while for this to roll over. Now, we could have price action go like this, you know, a little bit, and then this kind of comes a little bit, and then just comes back down. Like, so for example, this next week, if this week ends and price action is still hovering up here, you would still see a green dot here. Like a red dot would not appear right away, right? But price action could start coming back down again, and a red dot hasn't appeared, and it won't appear until this week. This one, it happened literally the next week. Or I don't remember, you gotta watch in real time. I don't remember what day of the week this red dot first appeared. But like, you'd be like, oh, there's no red dot. But meanwhile, price action's coming like this. So again, I'm not convinced of anything yet as far as load the boat. However, as a trader, what do? We allocate risk, right? So that's the thing. Everything is risk versus reward. So it's like I got some longs here, clanker, you know, just in case. It's kind of my dark horse, if you will. You know what I mean? Like it's not really anything special in that sense as far as, you know, but if it drops back down, I've got a limit buy way down here if it wants to do one of these real quick, because this is just a Coinbase listing, so it's an anomaly. It doesn't like follow everything else. And you know, I've already got some other long-term bags that I had bought down at the bottom. Bitcoin's around 75K or whatever. But like, it's hard for me to say chase the top right here. God, that's hard. However, some of the alts have lagged. So I don't know, man. This is one of those places where it's like you still gotta hurry up and wait. I wanna zoom in. I want to see if there's maybe some quick short opportunities on some of the stuff that got overblown. But Tron is one that I would look at. Let me go on like the daily for Tron. Tron has been bullish. Let's go over one more time. I went over this at the beginning, but I know a lot of people joined. The tickers that have been bullish, okay? Because there ain't that many of them. Tron has been bullish, but it dances to its own tune. Oh, let me come back. Tron has been bullish, but it dances to his own tune, okay? So Tron sometimes is cool for a catch-up play. But I would do your own TA on Tron. I wouldn't like mimic it to Bitcoin basically. But you see what it's capable of. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? And Justin Sun, he will relentlessly pump it as well. That's the guy who invented Tron. Okay, and Tron is used a lot. I know people don't. I mean, I think it's used more in Asia maybe, but like Tron is the one that I use a lot to transfer stuff because it's cheap and easy, like Polygon, as far as like exchanges have it. You know, it's super fast, super cheap. So like Tron's actually a blockchain that's being used. Okay, I remember one time CZ from Binance said it out. He was like, "Do you know what the number 2 blockchain that transfers money on besides?" And everybody was guessing. They was guessing wrong. He's like, Tron. So Tron can be bullish, but like on its own terms. Like maybe you buy it right here, right now. I don't know. Or just a small. You wait for. Let's see. You wait for a small pullback. I don't know. Maybe you don't even. Tron's one of those ones. Now Tron doesn't really play, but it play along with everybody else. Tao's been consistently bullish. Consistently bullish. I'm looking for the bullish coins because if you are bullish, we want to get something. If we think this is the beginning of the rally, if that's your thesis, what do you want to get in on? Let's get on the ones that are Old Faithful, and then a long shot like a Clanker or some of these little ones. But Tao's been bullish. Say has been bullish, relatively speaking. Trying to play some catch up here. Solana's been real bullish. Fartcoin decided to become bullish again. And you can't go wrong with Granddaddy, Bitcoin. So, ETH, I would be careful holding ETH for a long period of time, you guys. Because when ETH turns bullish, it falls off a cliff. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful with Ethereum. Most of mine are shitcoins that I would go short on. That's why right now I'm trying to figure out what can we go long on. There's just not that many. There was a day when I believed in all these coins. Algorand, okay, so Algorand, I still believe it. So Algorand, yeah, Algorand's been pretty bullish. Algorand's been bullish. Let's see what HBar's been doing. Kind of getting bullish. These are ones that have real utility. Let's see, what else we got here? Gold, Jerry. Did gold pull back? Wow, look at gold pulled back. Yesterday I called out gold. I said, is gold, should I sell my old jewelry or what? Everyone's like, it's going to 4,000. And then all of a sudden it pulls back. Now, the other thing, I'd be remiss, I didn't mention this. NASDAQ pump today. Okay, you guys, that's duh. I should have opened with that. So we had the NASDAQ pump today. We've been seeing, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red days in a row. It was due for a pump. That's the other reason why I'm like, okay. Right, so let me ask you a question, right? Everyone was talking about for 48 hours that Bitcoin has decoupled from the NASDAQ, from the stock market. Has it decoupled? Is it decoupling? Has it decoupled? And my response to that is, for a couple days it did. and someone texted me this morning and they're like, is Bitcoin still decoupled? I said, well, look, how do you define that? The NASDAQ pumped today and Bitcoin went stupid, dummy, doo-doo, retarded, all the way pumped. You know what I'm saying? So like, was that decoupled or was that in trend? Technically it was in trend because the NASDAQ pumped and then Bitcoin pumped. The question is when it decouples, the only way you know is if one goes down and the other one stays up. And so that's what happened the last couple of days. But what the reason why this could be kind of, I won't say fake, but like a lot of times when something's front run bullish and then like the greater market is now bullish, like this happens on altcoins relative to Bitcoin, this can happen on Bitcoin relative to NASDAQ, because Bitcoin dropped first and then NASDAQ dropped hard. And then Bitcoin found its bottom, and then NASDAQ want to find maybe find its bottom. Like, then the one that was in front of that is going to shoot off even harder. That's why it kind of makes sense that Bitcoin took off today, that the NASDAQ also took off, okay? And if you're looking down here at the NASDAQ, I'll put it down here so you can see it. Like, this is potentially looking like, if this is an uneven butt cheek here, I guess it's not a divergence, but it's if this is ready to go higher, that could definitely happen for the NASDAQ. The problem is so much of it is driven by the news. Ain't no real telling. Like, I don't know. Did everyone decide to get together and say this is enough? Or is this just a dead cat bounce? And then, we have a one-day dead cat bounce and then we're back down again. It's unpredictable right now, which is why I like zooming in and trading. And on Breakout proper or on just on Phemex, zooming in, doing leverage, get in and get out. Because, anything can happen with the news nowadays. But Bitcoin, you see it did that, but then it did ba-boom. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't think that that's going to necessarily be going much higher anytime soon. That's a huge candle. This is the daily chart, right? The only time we got a candle this big was this one, and then it came all the way right back down again. When was the last time we got a candle that looked that damn big? Maybe here is January. I still think this is a bigger candle. That's a huge candle today. We thought yesterday was big. The last time we got a candle this big, other than this one, was here after the election, November 12th. Doesn't mean the moment. It takes a while for that momentum to slow down. Usually, like I said, this is kind of an anomaly. But like, especially again, the difference is this was down here on the momentum waves. This is the top. So darkest before dawn means if you're trying to short, if you're trying to catch the top of a move like this, which usually happens on the daily. Right when you think, oh, momentum's slowing down, I can enter a little early and maybe dollar cost average in a short. All of a sudden, boom, it'll shoot up right in your face. So don't go in early if you're looking for like a cycle swing, or when I say cycle, like a trend, a real trend reversal. Wait until the trend comes up. The trend's your friend, because at the end here, more people are FOMOing in. More people, the end of this momentum wave, and more people are going to come in, and then you catch one of these, and then short squeeze or whatever you want to call it. All the people who are front running got squeezed, and then price shot straight up in their face. So wait until this turns over before you really load up a short for you thinking that this is going to be like, I got to see almost a red dot, not a red dot. And I know the 12-hour was showing a bunch of this Christmas light, but that's not definitive. That's pretty much it. Hey, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Blockchain Cowboy. Happy birthday, man. Did you buy any coins for your birthday? What'd you buy? All right, we're looking at the poll real quick here. I'm going to wrap up the poll here. We're going to wrap up this call here. 62% said that, I'm going to just end it. 62%, so you guys can see it, said that Bitcoin is going to 95K. And 37%, that's kind of a lot. Over a third of the people think that's 86K. Like, we found the top. And it ain't going to push all the way through to 95K. Even though price is closer to 95K, a lot of people think that price might be coming back down again. And I mean, 86K is not extraordinarily low. Let's look at it real quick. It's not extraordinary. It's a very conceivable. I've seen some other people say that. Redman short Bitcoin. Shout out Redman for hopping in the chat here. And everybody, you guys chat here, appreciate it. Make sure you contribute in the Discord, because like I said, there's going to be more prices coming for everybody who's participating. So the more you make comments and engage in the Discord, the more you're going to get experience points. And I'm telling you, that's who I know who's really rocking with me. So when I go write my song and I want to make sure I give the right shout outs, I got to see who's in there engaging with me. You feel me? I feel you. Type stop loss. And that's fine. That's fine. Type stop loss. And then you're watching it, right? So let's say you get stopped out on that. Let's go. Let's zoom in. We're on the 1 hour of Bitcoin. Let's say, okay, so he's shorting Bitcoin right now, right? He's saying enough is enough. This is some bullshit. Eventually it's going to roll over. Here's the thing. I don't expect it to just go immediately. I don't think that's going to happen again. I mean, right away. Again, I don't even like shorting Bitcoin. I like going short, pick a Ethereum or some other shorter ticker. But like, if you get stopped out here and you think it's enough, it's not. That's fine. You're waiting, you're watching, and then you enter again when it bounces off of this line, maybe. So that's okay if you get stopped out. But I kind of like I'm the guy who wants to follow through with the trade, right? Like if your thesis before you entered was that Bitcoin might, you might get stopped or you caught the top, but then you get stopped out. You're not running to the sky. Oh, okay, I'm over. Bitcoin's going to the moon. Not necessarily. You're waiting for your next moment to enter. But be careful on the position sizing. That's the thing. When you want to re-enter, I would just, you could do whatever you want, but I say I want to re-enter with the same size position, so that way you're not doubling down, right? So you say ran in front of that train twice today, right? Now I'm guilty of that too, because I entered too early. See, all of us, we usually watch the charts pretty closely, right? We're tapping in every day. We're looking at it hourly. So what ends up happening is we're early more than we're late. You know what I mean? We're usually early more than we're late. And so that can happen to you. So either you're going with the smaller size position where you are prepared to average down, you've already done the math, or you cut your losses and you wait and re-enter. So if you are averaging down though, do not like double up and then double up and martingale shit or whatever they call it. Like martingale, yeah, like that will exponentially increase your losses. You get into a bigger hole faster than you realize. So if you do it, don't like keep like your $500, we'll call it. Don't go to 1,000 and then 2,000 and 4,000. Don't do that. Just say 500, 500, 500, 500. At least, and then if you say, man, I got wrecked, I was just wrong. You only lost a couple thousand as opposed to, 500 plus 1,000 is 1,500 plus 2,000 is 2,500. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you blow up your bankroll real quick. So, you can use leverage if you want to do it too, so that way you're real tight on a stop loss, but you still got a good size amount of money in there. That's where using bigger leverage comes in. But it's bankroll management, meaning you're kind of doing the math. You got to figure out what you're prepared to lose, like kind of like worst case scenario. You got to figure that out before you go into the trade. See? Which is why, like when I do breakout prop, I like having a $100,000 account. But I'm not like Crypto Face using 90% of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm using small amounts of it until I get used to a ticker and I slowly increase it. So I know, okay, if this went against me X amount of times, you know, maybe I'm down, whatever, you know, if that's the strategy, then it's like I can make it back because like I know that I'm not going to get breached. You know what I'm saying? You just don't want to get breached. You don't want to get out of the game. Yeah, 86K was just yesterday. Exactly, Crypto Plumber. All we need is one day, one day back to 86K. Like not inconceivable at all. 26 to win, 645. Let's go. Is it $26 to win $645? Yeah, that's a pretty good risk to reward. That's for sure. So anyways, that's about it. If you guys want to see the song that's playing in the background is called Into the Arena. Arena is built on AVAX. It's basically like Twitter, but on the blockchain, so you can earn money. And they just started live streaming. I got to try to broadcast this live stream on there at the same time that I do it on here as well. And Arena, yeah, people buy your ticket and stuff on there. I decided to opt out. First, I was kind of doing the private Discord over there, but decided to do it here. I feel you, Redman. You're going for the gusto. All I lose is $26, but if I win, $645. That's a nice risk reward. I'll take it. I feel you. Are you using leverage? What platform are you trading that on, Redman? Let's see. I'm going to pull up the video and we're going to play it out here. Shout out to everybody who joined. Breakout prop. I feel you. Yep, breakout prop. You're going for the gusto. I feel you, man. You're like, look, this is fake. and that's how I kind of feel. It's like, oh, all 5 Gs. Oh, you're going. So you really going for it? Wait, all 5 Gs? Only 26. Oh, I see. Your position is 100% of it, but you have a stop loss before you get wrecked. Okay. So you caught whatever you caught, what you think was really, really the top, and if you get stopped, you didn't lose much. No big deal. I feel you. And that's fine. If you're gonna use a tight stop loss, I'm the type. I rather have the whole 100K, so I can just like when it's time to start making some real money, and you want to increase your position, then you got it. Like you don't have to worry about it. So that way, like. Because then 5 Gs of the 100K is only 5%. So then if it goes against you, you're not like, risk getting breached. Dave Digital. Red, I'm long. Okay. Oh, Gronk says we got 6-7% chance of 95K. Okay. Listen, it's hard to bet against the momentum. You get what I'm saying? Ultimately, Bitcoin is going up right now. Right? This is no doubt about it. There's no red dots in sight, okay? We can go through all the time frames, right? What do we got? Green dot here. So there, I can already tell you it's going to be a green dot all the way up. There's green dots everywhere. Where's the last red dot we have? It's like, geez. I'm going down them right now. Searching for a red dot. Red dot, anyone? Okay, the 15-minute shows a red dot on Bitcoin. Finally. Oops. Finally showing a red dot. So, I don't know. It's like if you caught the top of this wick, was that the top and this was going to come up, kiss it, and revert? You know what I'm saying? Possibly. You know what I mean? It's definitely possible. And then let's see, like Ethereum kind of looks the same. It's kind of like this. If you have a long thesis, then you got to pick a long ticker. Maybe you're for catch-up play. You're picking Tron or something like that. If you have a short thesis, they have a short Ethereum. Right? Ethereum's looking like it can't break through this right now. It's having trouble. I'm not convinced everything just turns right back around. We did have a big pump yesterday. Here's another thing, too, that might happen. This is another thing, too. I was looking at it right before I got on here. We had this pump, and it didn't drop back down. It held strong, and then, boom, today we got another pump. It's possible it comes back down to here, like this level. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason it says it has to come all the way down to the bottom, We may just have a pullback to give back today's, move, because today's move was so big. Because this was a pretty big move. This is an epic candle, right? This is the 15-minute candle. So you can see, this was today, I guess. So we had, okay, so yeah, if you look at something like the 15-minute candle, so this was yesterday, or this was Sunday, Sunday, and then Monday he had one of these, it gave it back, slow grind up, and then boom, we caught this big candle here. This is Bitcoin, and it's kind of like is enough? You could still pull all the way back just to here, and the people who got down here are still bullish. They're still doing good, and this is just like the fervor. And then what that may or may not do is, get some of these larger time frames to start rolling over. I mean, because look at this, you guys. This is as bullish as you get. I mean, seriously, Bitcoin on the 5, let's see, Bitcoin on the 8 hour, way above the 75 mark on Market Cipher B, way above. That's about as much momentum as you're going to get. You need both of these, so the RSIs, when they're on top of one another, that's a sign they got to be on top of one another for more than just a second like they are now, but that's a sign of where you're looking for a reversal. Again, too, though, this is the first pump, but maybe it's not. Maybe you would call this the second pump. Let me see, I think of the 4 hours looking at. Let's see. right? You would call this the second pump on here, which it's not a divergence or anything, but like this momentum wave went up to here, and then this momentum wave went crazy. This momentum wave could come down, and then price could still go up, and then that would give you your divergence. So that's possible. Philly goes tails team in his house. Right on. Shout out to y'all. So yeah, man, that's about it for today. So like, what time is it? Oh yeah, it's 5:01. Got some NBA playoffs coming on here in a minute. Gonna work out while I watch the game. Watch Steph Curry to smoke these fools. The guy's making ridiculous three-pointers. It's crazy. He's still the best player in the league. But man, we got Bitcoin's bullish, man. I don't see 100K yet. The title of the click of the what do you call it? The thumbnail. A little bit of clickbait there, but like, okay, how about this poll real quick? Will Bitcoin go to 100K first or 75K first? Right? Like, is this the we kiss 95, 96K and then everything turns back around and everyone's disappointed? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the support resistance I got right here, right? We're looking at these numbers here, 95.7. This was the support range I just drew. So 94 something, 94.3 and 95.7, right? It could easily do one more leg and then the euphoria kicks in. It does a bunch of these and everyone thinks it's going to the moon. And I just think Bitcoin's a different animal, you guys. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Everything else is like not the same, man. All the maxis get to celebrate this season. This is their year. This is their cycle, man. And it's because of TradFi adoption is what I think. And like, so one of my guys in my private group, he comes from TradFi and he's like, he trades crypto now, but he's like, look, like institutions and big money managers and shit, you guys, they don't have a choice. Like, once they decide, okay, we're going to go in on this asset, they have numbers set that say when it drops below this, we automatically buy. It hits 75K, we automatically buy. Like, they have a 6-month goal and a yearly goal and that kind of shit. So like, they don't, like, unless some weird catastrophe were to happen, like, Bitcoin is not necessarily, like, specifically for Bitcoin, you know, an FTX or some shit, you know, like, a lot of people, the institutions are going to keep buying it, and it's not a coincidence. So for example, right? This is how I know Bitcoin is relatively the strongest coin. Bitcoin dropped all the way down from the top here, we know it was 109K, we'll call it, back down to here, and it's back up here at 93K. 93K! Do you remember when we were at 93K over here after the pump? Like, oh my God, all the time, I sold Bitcoin at 93K, all right? You know what I'm saying? But when you look at all the rest of the coins, god damn, these damn things gave back. So even Solana, you know, a lot of these coins gave back so freaking much. Even the good stuff, I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, look how much these coins have given back. Like, they're nowhere back up to where Bitcoin was. Bitcoin is proving to be the one, and the only, I won't say logical explanation, but one of the most in-our-face explanations on its face is that the big money is in Bitcoin. The big money is not in my favorite altcoin, Algorand. It's not in ICP. It's not in these altcoins that, you know, us DJs love so much. It's not in those ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not loading those up. Not yet. Maybe some will be making a move out of Ethereum. Today, Galaxy Digital, they said, I saw Coin Daily posted that, you know, Novogratz sold, I don't know if he sold all of it, but it looked like he sold his Ethereum for Solana. I don't blame him. I don't trust Solana. I think it's a scam chain, but like, it certainly performs better than freaking Ethereum. I mean, like, Jesus. Ethereum's been dead. I sold my Ethereum at 4,100, 4,000, something like that in 2021. I had up to here with the transactions that freeze and then they still take your money and gas fees and all that stuff. It's just Solana has evidence. Solana's a scam chain. So I believe in things like Algorand, even though price action sucks. I still believe that the technology's in. But again, that's different than what we're doing here. Here, we're just trading off mostly technical analysis and then general sentiment, you know, your qualitative and your quantitative stuff. Anyways, Red, try this. Okay. Feed Grok a 5-minute breakout prop chart, a 12-minute, a 24-minute, and a 48-minute trading view chart. Tell it your goal and see what happens. Okay? How about this? Put it in the Discord, y'all. Put it in the Discord. I want to see what happens too. I don't really use Grok. I use ChatGPT and Perplexity and what's the other one? Claude. I have not tried Grok really that much. If you guys see, one more thing I got to call out housekeeping. There's impersonators on me on Twitter. Obviously, there's always going to be impersonators on Discord. I never DM anybody on Discord, okay, you guys? Look in the camera and say this. I don't DM people on Discord. So if you get a DM from me, I didn't DM you on Discord, okay? Now, Twitter, it's a little bit different. I'm not verified on Twitter just out of spite. From years ago, I refused to buy the blue X because I'm from the days when you used to have to earn it. I'm verified on decentralized social media personally. That's how I feel. So, But like with an impersonator out there, I don't know how that's going to play out, because in order for me to like verify that I'm me, I looked at it today, they're saying that I would have to show my ID and all this other shit. I'm like, I'm not giving you all that. So I don't know. Just be on the lookout. If there's impersonator accounts, I posted it on my Twitter. If you guys can report it for me, that would be helpful. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys today, man. Appreciate you jumping in, staying loyal, and rocking with your boy Cassius Cuvée. I'm going to play out the music video that this song is the instrumental is playing in the background here. We're going to play it here, and we're going to ride out with this.
2025 with a positive vibe. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Let's get it popping, baby. Feeling good about the arena. What we looking at?
I'm checking out the chart. The future's looking greener. Buy a ticket, we can kick it when you enter the arena with a gladiator's heart, but still a chill demeanor. Buy a ticket, we can kick it when you enter the arena. Hey, it's 2025, got me feeling like I'm about to dance. Cuvée bottles popping out from Oakland to the south of France. I can taste the Web3 power that's in our hands, giving them that alpha, man. Daily I be counting grand, feeling like a champion. Ain't no game that can't be won. See me in the charts, in real life you see me having fun. Together we invest with more cheddar in your checks. It's like your new level, way better than your ex. I'm done with Twitter spaces cause the rage is outrageous. Cassius Cuvée is meant for way better stages. And when I grab the mic, shout out Will and Michelle.
Shout out to my Discord.
Arena. See, we doing this for retail. Waiting for the streaming, feeling like I'm dreaming. Wake up in the morning just to hear the crowd screaming with the alpha I'm providing. It really ain't surprising. The spot is getting hot, it's got my ticket price rising. We ain't even hit prime. Web3 is the big time. The owners of Web2, all they do is commit crime. But haters can't fade us, persuade us, or imitate us. I do this for the greatest of the real gladiators. And when I'm on the mic, I put the game down on ya. When ballers hit the stage, they make it rain down on ya. Outsiders wanna be ya, but I can't really see it. The confetti's like an avalanche when you in the arena. Yeah, I had to check the charts. The future's looking greener. Buy a ticket, we can kick it when you enter the arena with a gladiator's heart, but still a chill demeanor. Buy a ticket, we can kick it when you enter the arena. Yeah, I had to check the charts. The future's looking greener. Buy a ticket, we can kick it when you enter the arena with a gladiator's heart, but still a chill demeanor. Buy a ticket, we can kick it when you enter the arena. Yeah.
Yee. Peace, y'all.